Hi guys, welcome back to Fix My Books. Today we're going to talk all about classes for rental properties. So if you own a rental property and you're trying to figure out which ones are making you money and which ones are losing you money, then this video is for you. So today I'll show you how to use classes in QuickBooks Online to track income and expenses by property or even by unit. So if you have, let's say, 2 doors in one property, you can track the profit or loss of each door as well as the overall profitability of the property. You'll know exactly how to run a profit and loss by property and get a clearer picture of your rentals. So let's jump in.
So, first things first, I get asked this all the time. People ask me, should I use projects, locations, or classes for my rental units? Long story short, use classes for rentals. Okay, why? What's the difference between projects, locations, or classes in QuickBooks? So, projects are best if you're tracking a single job with a clear start to finish. Think of a renovation project or a buy and flip instead of a long-term rental. Locations are for separate business branches or physical addresses. They're also external facing, meaning your customers will actually see the location name on invoices. You can only add one location per entire transaction, which is not great if you have, let's say, one repair expense, like a plumbing invoice that needs to be split across 2 different units. Classes let you tag every income or expense line to a property or even a unit, since you can create subclasses. The key difference is you can tag classes per line item on an invoice, meaning you can have multiple classes on one transaction, while projects and locations only let you assign one per invoice. So that plumbing repair invoice I mentioned earlier can be split across 2 units if you use classes, which allows you to track your profit and loss across your rentals more accurately. The bottom line is, for real estate investors, classes are the simplest and most effective way to see how each property is performing. That's why I recommend them for rentals.
Classes for rentals. So locations are good for tracking maybe different business branches or like physical locations. And they're also external facing. So locations do change your invoices. So be mindful of that. You can also only put one location per entire transaction. So like per invoice. Same thing with projects. So I'll show you how this looks like. Okay, so you can see this is a project. I can only tag one project per invoice, but I can tag multiple classes, okay, per invoice. So that's why I always say it's better to use classes for rentals than projects or locations. So just keep in mind that for real estate investors, classes are the simplest and most effective way to see how each property is performing, and that's why I always recommend using classes for your rentals. So how do we turn on classes? So you have to turn this on. This is not like an automatic thing that comes with your QuickBooks Online account. So just go to Settings, Accounts and Settings, and then go to Advanced. And then once you're here, you have to turn on classes. See, turn on classes, and I haven't turned on locations, but you can see that's how you turn on a class. And then click Warn Me when a transaction isn't assigned a class. This is really good if you want to make sure that each line item has a class. And make sure that when you assign class, you click not one to entire transaction, but one to each row in transaction. Okay, and then you click Done. Okay, so that's how you turn on classes. And next, I'm going to show you how to actually make classes. So go to Settings, go to All Lists, and then once you're here, go to Classes. You can see I have 2 properties set up. One is the Main Street property and one is the Clara Court property. And the Main Street property has Unit 1 and Unit 2, and Clara Court, let's say, is a single family home. So if we want to create a new property, let's say 789 rental or Breezy Drive, okay? That's how you make a new property or a new class. Let's say there's a top and a basement. So we'll make the main for Breezy Drive. You make it a subclass and you see how it's under that. And then we'll make a basement and then as a subclass of Breezy Drive. So that's how you would create a class and a subclass per unit or per door. Next, I want to show you guys how a profit and loss by class looks like. And this is why I mean it's easy to see, because if you just go to standard reports, there's a profit and loss by class right away. So there's no like toggling, there's no like, oh, I have to edit a certain report. No, it's just there right away, profit and loss by class. There's nothing else you need to do. That's why it's really easy to see. So this is how a profit and loss by class looks like. You can see unit 1, unit 2, and the total. And then you can see 456 Clara Court just by itself because it's its own property. And you can see that unit 1 has actually lost us money. Unit 2 is profitable, but the total for 123 Main Street is that it's unprofitable because of the losses in unit 1. Okay, so this is the rental income, insurance, property taxes, utilities, etc. But at least we're super profitable with Clara Court. Okay, so that's how a profit and loss by class looks like. So I want to show you guys how to enter the rental income, say that you're going to receive in a month for your properties. So let's say we're just going to do like a basic sales receipt. This goes into your bank account, into your checking account. And then let's try to make one here. We are going to make the income account rental income. And then the sales tax, let's say, is 0 rated. Oops. Let's put rental income. So here you're going to see that we can put rental income with this and have unit 1, unit 2. Let's say we'll do 3,500 for unit 1 and then 5,750 for unit 2. And then let's do another one for Clara Court. Let's say this one is 7,450. And then we're going to put something in Clara. Okay. Or actually, let's give the new one that we made some income also, just so we can see it in our profit and loss. So let's go Breezy basement. That might be too much for a basement. And then let's do like the main as well. So this is how you would create rental income. You receive $27,000 in your checking account. Now, if you don't want to do it all in one go like this, right? You received it on different days. You can just make like one sales receipt per day. So let's say rental income, maybe you only received rental income of $1,000 that day for unit 1. Sorry, there you go. And then you receive this instead of the 16th, 13th. I'm just trying to show you guys what it would look like. Let's say you received, that much in rent in one day. That's how it would look like. We're going to go again back to profit and loss by class. And then you can see, we should date the transaction on July so that we can see it. This is July 31. Okay. And now we'll see it in the report. Okay, there we go. So you'll see the basement, the main, and then the total for the property. So obviously I didn't, put any property taxes or insurance or anything. So it's blank, but that's how you're going to see it. And now let's give Breezy Drive insurance, property taxes, and utilities. So we'll make an expense. This was paid by our checking account. So let's go insurance, property taxes, and then utilities. So this is how you would record an expense for each property. Obviously, if it's not all together in one payment, you will make one each. I'm just trying to show you guys how this looks like all together. So let's do Breezy Basement first. You see how I'm saying like you can tag a class per line item instead of just having it as a project where you can only tag one project per transaction. Here you can tag it per line item, so you can have multiple line items per transaction. So let's say you paid an insurance, and then we paid, I'm just putting random amounts in like property tax, and then you paid that in utilities. And then when I click save and close, but I should date this on the 31st, then you're going to see that the profit and loss will update. So now you can see that there's amounts here, and we made a net loss again. So that's how a profit and loss looks like by class, and that is how you enter income and expenses per class or per unit so that you can see the profit and loss by class for your rental properties. So this is one of the easiest ways to keep your real estate bookkeeping organized with QuickBooks Online. And if you found this helpful, hit the like button and please subscribe for more QuickBooks and real estate bookkeeping tips. And let me know in the comments, how many rental properties are you managing right now? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.